And Shabbat Shalom again to everyone. I thank the congregation for giving me the privilege and honor to speak with you on this Shabbat. Walt Whitman is one of the most distinguished American poets, essayists, and journalists who lived in the 19th century. Most people are not aware that he had great sensitivity to Judaism and the Jewish people. Here is his description of Mordechai Manuel Noah, a renowned Jewish philanthropist that he knew. In fact, he worked for him. And I quote, "I remember Colonel Noah in New York. It was long ago. I knew him well, intimately even. He was a Jew, a Jew of the Israelites, possessing the grand virtues we read of in the Old Testament characters: fraternal feeling, kindness, generosity, love of domestic life. He was a marked man in all these features, a character indeed." Whitman published an incredible poem in his classic collection, The Leaves of Grass, entitled Miracles. And this poem reflects his religious sensitivity, and let me read it to you slowly. It's a little bit long, but I want to build on his words here, so let me share it with you and listen as carefully as you can. Why? Who makes much of a miracle? As to me, I know of nothing else but miracles. Whether I walk the streets of Manhattan, or dart my sight over the roofs of houses towards the sky, or wade with naked feet along the beach just in the edge of the water, or stand under trees in the woods, or talk by day with anyone I love, or sleep in the bed at night with anyone I love, or sit at table at dinner with the rest, or look at strangers opposite me riding in the car, or watch honeybees busy around the hive of summer forenoon, or animals feeding in the fields, or birds, or the wonderfulness of insects in the air, or the wonderfulness of the sundown, or of stars shining so quiet and bright, or the exquisite, delicate, thin curve of the new moon in spring. These, with the rest, one and all, are to me miracles, the whole referring, yet each distinct and in its place. To me, every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. Every cubic inch of space is a miracle. Every square yard of the surface of the earth is spread with the same. Every foot of the interior swarms with the same. To me, the sea is a continual miracle. The fish that swim, the rocks, the motion of the waves, the ships with men in them. What stranger miracles are there? If we could only say one prayer each day, I'd vote for this one. Whitman is addressing a major religious quandary, a question. We know in the Torah, there are stories of Moses calling down plagues upon Egypt, and the parting of the Red Sea to lead the people to freedom, or God providing manna to the Israelites to feed them. Some people, including many Jews, become alienated from religion because they think that religion depends on these supernatural events. Whitman responds to that misconception. He believes in miracles not because he has experienced supernatural events, but because he has experienced the very things that most every other person experiences on a daily basis. Most people would not recognize these things as miracles, but Whitman does. Now, Whitman is very Jewish when it comes to this. Our Torah reading directs us to the same insight. The Torah speaks of thanksgiving offerings that were brought by individual Israelites at the tabernacle in the wilderness. And the commentator Rashi teaches us that the personal sacrifices, grain offerings, animal offerings, whatever they were, are brought by one who experiences a personal miracle. In his example, he gives such as recovering from an illness, These sacrifices that are brought by the Israelites are meant to awaken our consciousness to the silent, unnoticed miracles we experience every day. In our prayer book, our morning worship begins with recognizing some of these miracles. We say a blessing relating to the mundane. We wake up in the morning and we're able to see. We have clothes on our back. We're able to stand up. We live in a world where basic needs are met, such as food. We live, God willing, in freedom. There's even a blessing thanking God that our gastrointestinal system is functioning. In addition, there are blessings to say upon noticing something wonderful in the natural world, such as Niagara Falls or the Grand Canyon. And the blessing is Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Oseh Ma'aseh V'Reshit. You are blessed, O God, ruler of the world, source of creation. These are called Nisim B'chol Yom, everyday miracles. We can expand these miraculous moments. We dare not recognize them. Our loved ones are healthy. We have a job. We made it to work without an accident. These everyday miracles are events and experiences that punctuate our existence. That is Walt Whitman's Jewish insight. Pay attention. If we open our eyes and really look, there are miracles everywhere. We need to slow down and open our eyes. If we fail to do so, we will miss all that is miraculous. Friends, let me tell you when I have experienced miracles. When I stood under the Chuppah, the wedding canopy, and recognized that someone loved me enough to partner with me, to create a sacred relationship which would allow us together to navigate good times and bad times, love is miraculous. When I held my children right after they were born, how is it that my wife and I have created life, the miraculous? Something that might sound trivial, but it wasn't to me. When I graduated from rabbinical school, I had taken over 60 courses to complete all of my requirements. How was I able to do this, not growing up in a Hebrew-speaking home and having to hold down several jobs to pay my tuition? Miraculous. When I've had surgery and I have awakened after and recognized that I'm alive and my body has been repaired, the miraculous. Or standing in the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican, gazing at the ceiling painted by Michelangelo depicting 9 scenes from the book of Genesis. How could anyone create such magnificence doing it lying on his back? Miracles everywhere in our daily lives. Let me throw an extra one in. Seeing my grandchildren play, is there anything more miraculous than grandchildren? One more miracle, the COVID-19 vaccine. It is based on the work over time by scientists to develop messenger RNA vaccines that teach our cells how to respond to make a protein that will trigger an immune response in our bodies. How is it possible that scientists could be so brilliant? Isn't that miraculous? One rabbi wrote this prayer to recognize this miracle upon receiving the vaccine. She wrote, "Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, supreme power of the universe, creative partner who gifts the human mind with intelligence to choose life, perseverance to do the impossible, wisdom to vaccinate, and a hope that will heal the world." Whitman and Judaism share an insight. Let us open our eyes in our everyday life. Let us be aware of the miraculous that exists in everyday life. It is a key to a positive, rewarding, and meaningful view of life. It is a response to the fears, disappointments, stresses that unfortunately threaten our well-being. In the process of recognizing these everyday miracles, we become thankful to God, the power behind all of creation, because we do not believe that the world and its glory are some accident. And let me leave you with this thought by Albert Einstein, and I quote, "There are only 2 ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle, and the other is as though everything is a miracle." Close quote. Friends, I call upon all of us to choose the second path. Shabbat Shalom.